Vegan fish sandwich with homemade tartar sauce. Let's get into it. We're going to start with some seaweed or nori and make it into a powder so that we can put it on the palm of hearts. We're going to put this to the side and prepare the hearts of palm. I prefer to use hearts of palm instead of tofu. So we're going to start with two hearts of palms and we're going to take a fork and break each one up, just flatten them up. It gives it more like a flakiness to the fish. You're going to do the same to the second one. And I only have two because I am going to put them on top of one another to make a bigger fish fillet. Now that they are flattened, I'm going to start adding some seasoning to it. I'm going to begin by putting the nori dust or the seaweed dust on top of the hearts of palm, and I'm going to pat it down so that it can stick to the hearts of palm before adding any other seasoning. Make sure to add enough seaweed dust or nori powder to it because that's what gives it that fishy flavor and fishy smell. Okay, now we're going to add some lemon pepper salt to it, add as much as you like. And then we're going to add some Cajun seasoning to it. Now you can add whatever seasonings you like. These are the ones that I prefer. Um, Definitely would recommend that you at least add the Old Bay seasoning. Now I'm adding the Old Bay seasoning. Add as much as you like. I'm going to do this to the other side of the hearts of palm also. I want to make sure that it is well seasoned. Now I'm adding some onion powder to it. Next, I'm going to add some garlic powder to it. And lastly, I am going to add some salt. Be careful with the salt because I already added some lemon pepper salt to it, so just a little bit. And then again, flip them over and do the same to the other side. Don't worry about them being perfect because we're going to fold them up in some rice paper before we fry them. Now they are fully seasoned both sides. I'm going to set this aside and we're going to start making the vegan tartar sauce. I'm going to start with some vegan mayonnaise. Then I'm going to add some minced garlic to it. Going to add a little bit of capers. You can omit the capers if you like, and some fresh dill minced up. And then I'm going to add some relish. This relish is pickled relish, not the sweet relish. Then I'm going to get some lemons and squeeze fresh lemon juice into the tartar sauce. If you like, you can use the bottled lemon juice. I prefer the fresh, but you can use whatever you want. And I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. Now I'm going to add the pink Himalayan salt. You can use any salt that you like. It just so happens that that's the salt that I have. So I am adding a little bit of salt and taste it as you go to see if you need to add more or less. Now you mix it, and this is where you start tasting it to see if you need to add anything to it. Now we're going to start with the batter. I'm going to start out with some all-purpose flour. This one is unbleached, but you can use whichever flour you like. Then I'm going to add pretty much the same seasoning that I added to the hearts of palm, the seaweed or nori powder or dust. And then we're going to add the onion powder, the garlic powder, the Cajun seasoning, the Old Bay, and the salt. Now I'm going to add the liquid to the dry batter. I'm going to add some beer. You can use water or you can use any plant-based milk. I like to add the beer because it gives it more flavor. And my husband was used to eating fish sandwiches that were fried in beer batter. So I wanted to replicate that same taste for him. Now we're going to use the rice paper. This is the one I use. I'm going to put it in some warm water. Just follow the package direction. The warm water makes the rice paper pliable so that you can use it, and it has no taste to it. So I use two of them. It holds the hearts of palm together, so when you fry it, it doesn't fall apart. I'm going to do the same process to the second rice paper, and you don't want to do it at the same time together because they get very sticky once you place them in the water. So you want to make sure that you do each one separately. Now I have both rice papers ready, and I'm going to take each hearts of palm that I seasoned, put them right on top of each other, and then I'm going to fold over the rice paper. Make sure that it's very tight because you don't want it again to fall apart once you fry it. Then you'll do the same thing for the second rice paper. Now I have the batter ready. I'm going to dip the hearts of palm into the wet batter first. Make sure it's fully coated. Then I'm going to dip it into the panko breadcrumbs. You can use any panko breadcrumbs that you like. I used the plain one, but then I added some of the seasonings to it. I like to make sure everything is fully seasoned. Now that everything is fully coated, it's time to fry. I'm going to be using some canola oil. Make sure that the oil is very hot. You can hear that sizzle, but make sure that you're watching the temperature because you don't want the breadcrumbs to get dark quicker than it actually cooks inside. Now it is perfectly cooked, nice and golden brown. I'm going to take it out, put it on some paper towel so that the excess oil can come off. Now it's time to assemble the sandwich. I have some vegan cheddar cheese, a little bit of vegan butter on the buns, and the buns are whole wheat buns. So let's see how my husband likes it.
That's good. That's better than a fish fillet.
Cool.
Recipe is in the description box below. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you next time. Thanks for continuing to rock with me. Bye.